we are going to continue in the Mavo. The Mavo is the introduction, where we are reading some of the stories that are connected to incarnations. Yesterday we read about how do you relate with sometimes seeing a din, a judgment from a Beit Din being distorted, and it can be very frustrating to see such a thing, but in many cases that's the din emet. Now we're going to go to another story, another event that happened, very important, and if you're following, we're in Shar Gilgulim, Mavo, the introduction in page 5. And it says as follows, the title, V'ha'Elohim ana leyado, but God brought about into his hand. That's the translation, and this is a verse, a part of a verse from the book of Shmot, chapter 21, verse 13, if you want to find it. Again, the verse is V'ha'Elohim ana leyado, and the translation, by God brought about it into his hand. And it says as follows, Besefer Moshav Zkenim, in a book that is called Moshav Zkenim, where the wise dwell. Zaken, the translation is old, but Zaken is also a wise individual. Moshav is where they dwell. Moshav is a seat, but where the elderly is where the wise men sit. But the book is called Moshav Zkenim. HaMeyuchas leRabotenu Balei HaTosfot, and it's not written by the Balei HaTosfot, rather it's connected to them. And he gives a reference, Parashat Mishpatim, Amud Kuf Pei Daled, 184, and he just gives a little reference in the parentheses, and then he continues and says, Katuv Bezeh Lashon. That's what it says there. Maaseh ira leMoshe Rabbeinu alav hashalom. Something, an event occurred, something happened to Moshe Rabbeinu. B'sha'ah she'amar lakadosh baruch hu, hodi'eni na et darkecha. Moshe Rabbeinu went to the mountain for 40 days. He went up to the heavens and he learned the Torah, brought down the Torah, and he told Hashem, teach me your ways. I want to see you are merciful, you are charitable, you are a loving Father. Teach me, show me your ways. Amar lo HaKadosh Baruch Hu, ale elai hahara. Hashem answered him, come up to the mountains, come up to me, to the mountain. Now physically Moshe Rabbeinu went up on the mountain, but spiritually, Moshe was ascending to a higher level, and a higher level, and a higher level. The world above is built from chambers, from realms. Moshe Rabbeinu was ascending, and it's called Har. Har is a mountain, and as David Amer says, Mi ale behar Hashem, who's going to climb the mountain of Hashem? Because getting closer to God is hard work. You're not just going to sit all day long and do nothing and expect to get closer to Hashem. Kshehaya ole, when Moshe Rabbeinu started ascending, now again, this is said in a very, I don't know if to refer to it as a poetic way, but if you're reading the text, you understand that Moshe was climbing up the mountain, right? But I'm telling you that Moshe Rabbeinu started having what's called Aliyat Neshama. He went to one level in the heavens, and then went to another level, and went to another level. Because here he says, as he was walking up the mountain, he sees a man coming to drink from a well. Or from a Ma'ayan. A Ma'ayan is like a live river stream. But Moshe Rabbeinu was ascending in the spiritual level, so he started seeing and visioning all sorts of events. And he sees a man, comes to like a river. Here he says Ma'ayan. Ma'ayan is not a river. Ma'ayan is more like a wellspring. But the man bends over to drink from the water. V'nafal mimeno arnaki de dinar ve'alach lo. His wallet fell down, and in the wallet was coins, and then the person went. Another person comes. What do you know? A wallet. Puts it in his pocket and goes. Harishon Chazar, the person who lost the wallet, comes back. Why does he come back? Levakesh ha'arnak shelo. He's looking for the wallet. Last time I had it was here. Umatza adam echad al ha'mayan. And what does he find? A person standing next to the well, next to the wellspring. Amar lo, he told him, you took my wallet. Give me back my wallet. Ata lakachta ha'arnak. Amar lo, he answers back, lo lakachti klum. I didn't take anything. What do you want from me? I am just passing by here. Amad alav v'harago. The person that lost the wallet accuses the man that's standing there who took his wallet. He says, I didn't, and he takes out a weapon and kills him. ראה משה רבנו עליו השלום כך, תמה. Moshe Rabbeinu sees this scenario, and he doesn't understand. He questions. So you have the person who lost the wallet, the person who took the wallet, and the person who was there and got killed. 3 people. תמה ואמר לפני הקדוש ברוך הוא. Moshe questions and he tells to Hashem, ריבונו של עולם, Master of the universe, הודיעני נא את דרכיך. Please, you have to shed some light on this event. I don't understand what's going on here. כי כך וכך ראיתי ותמתי. Hashem tells him, why didn't you understand? It's pretty clear. He says, no, I saw this, I saw that, and I don't understand. אמר לו הקדוש ברוך הוא, answers him the Master of the universe, כל מה שראית אמת. Everything that you saw is truth. That's what's supposed to happen. בעל הארנק, the owner of the wallet, גנבה מאותו שמצאה. Previously stole it from the person, the second person that came and found it. ובא בעל האבדה ומצא את אבדתו. So really, the second person that came was the one that originally the wallet was stolen from. Whoop, and here he got his wallet back. ואותו שנהרג, and the person that got killed, הרג לאביו של ההורג. He previously killed the father of the person who killed him. So we'll call it person 1, person 2, person 3, right? Person 2 originally got his wallet stolen by person 1. So no, it was reversed. He got the wallet back. The person 3 that was killed originally killed person's number 1's father. So now the son came to take revenge, so to say, and kill him. ואנוכי עניתי לידו. And Hashem says, and I made sure that everybody gets what they deserve. לכך אמר משה רבנו, so Moshe Rabbeinu answered, והאלוהים ענה לידו. Moshe Rabbeinu answers, but God brought about it into his hand. So basically Hashem says, I was the architect here. Something was going wrong. Person 3 is a murderer. Person 2 didn't do anything. Person 1 is a thief. Now it doesn't say here if it happened all in the same lifetime, but as they say, HaKadosh Baruch Hu lo yotze chayav. Kadosh Baruch Hu doesn't owe anybody anything. You will kill, you will get killed. You will steal, you will get stolen from. You would, as they say, what goes around comes around. That's what it is. And the Kadosh Baruch Hu is the architect, the engineer of the show, and everything is moved and maneuvered so everybody will get what they deserve.
So is it behind that Moshe Rabbeinu didn't understand about reincarnation?
It could be that Moshe Rabbeinu at this time didn't relate to it as being incarnations. He just, the story says that Moshe Rabbeinu told Hashem, I want you to teach me how you run the show. So it says, no problem, I'll show you a scenario. Let's see if like a riddle. I see that HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, okay, I'll show you a scenario. It's a riddle. Let's see if you figure it out. Moshe Rabbeinu says, I give up. I didn't figure that out. So Hashem told him, that's what happened. ראה משה רבנו עליו השלום כך. Sorry, I skipped a line. So this story is over. So Moshe Rabbeinu questioned, he got his answer. The conclusion is, the Kadosh Baruch Hu says, what goes around comes around. So whatever you throw out there will come back at you at some point. And if it doesn't happen in the same lifetime, it will happen in another lifetime. Kadosh Baruch Hu is going to bring back the souls to the same generation, and one doesn't even know, person number 1 who lost the wallet doesn't even know that he originally stole the wallet from person number 2. That can be in a previous life, can be in the same life, can be in the previous life. Now, these are stories that are read in these holy books, but now they have the internet and everybody has cameras, so people making all these little clips that they show all these scenes. I'm sure you get shared with all these little videos, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and there's something similar to that, and you're like, wow. And you get some wise point from a very small, short video. I think there's a video that you see one person, something falls out of his pocket, so another person helps him, and then another person helps that person, and like a circle of acts of kindness, all these videos. But nevertheless, let's continue. כמו כן, exact same thing, what we just read, מובא בספר בעל השם טוב על התורה. The exact same scenario is brought in a different book that is called Baal Shem Tov al Torah, the interpretations of the Baal Shem Tov on the Torah. Exactly in Parashat Mishpatim, וזה לשונו, and that's what the book says. הרב הקדוש המגיד ממזריץ', the student of the Baal Shem Tov, the Magid from Mazrich, ביקש מרבו הבעל שם טוב הקדוש, שיאמר לו פירוש הזוהר. The student, the Magid from Mazrich, he came to his master, the Baal Shem Tov, and told him there's a piece of the Zohar, specifically in Parashat Mishpatim, which is referring to all the topics of reincarnation. If you remember, we already learned in depth Parashat Mishpatim. All the videos are online. You can watch it. It's fascinating. But the Magid from Mazrich came to his master, the Baal Shem Tov, and told him, I have a question about the topic of incarnations in the Zohar in Parashat Mishpatim. Dahu Raza de Gilgula. That the point, the topic in that part is the secrets about Geluta and Gilgula, the incarnations, and I want to know. So he says as follows, פעם אחת אמר לו הבעל שם טוב שיסע ליער אחד ויראה שם אילן אחד ומעיין אחד תחתיו. So the Baal Shem Tov says, you want to learn the secret? Go to that forest until you find, go here and there and right and left, till you find a certain tree, and next to the tree there's going to be a wellspring. ויתעכב שמה עד שעה 6. Stay there till 6 p.m. Can you imagine you going to your rabbi and you ask a question and he tells you, go to that town and turn left and turn right till you found a tree and sit next to the tree. Okay, so he goes there and he tells him, sits there till 6 o'clock and then come home. ויבוא הביתה, יבוא לביתו. ונסע שמה, so he goes there, the student, the Magid from Mazrich, וראה איש אחד בא עם סוס מזוין. He stands there, staking out, he's next to the tree, and he sees a man coming on a horse, and he's armed with weapons. והוא עייף ויגע, והוא היה עייף ויגע, and the man on the horse, that is like a soldier, he has weapons, he was tired, he was thirsty, goes off the horse, ואכל ושתה ונסע לדרכו. He ate, he drank, and he continued going. Like a rest stop. Just in the olden days, there wasn't a rest stop, and a 7-Eleven, there was a forest with a tree. ושכח שם ארנק שלו. And this soldier forgot there his wallet. Just imagine in the story a horse and a sword and like olden days clothes, and he has a wallet with American Express. So he finds that's my addition, by the way. Then he finds a wallet. He leaves the wallet there. Im hamaot, with his money, coins or whatever it was at the time. אחר כך בא שמה עוד איש אחד. Now the guy walks with his horse, another person comes. And as all this is happening, the student of the Baal Shem Tov, the Magid from Madrid, is standing next to the tree and observing. Okay, comes another person, והניח עצמו לפוש. Okay, and he finds, the other person comes, drinks from the water, and rests next to the tree. והוא מצא את הארנק עם המעות, and suddenly, what do you know? A wallet! American Express! So he finds the wallet with the money, ולקחו והלך לדרכו. So he takes the wallet, doesn't think twice, and he takes the wallet. The Magid from Mazrich is still standing there, staking out, and he sees what's going on. אחר כך בא שם עוד איש אחד, עני ונכה רוח. Then comes a third person, poor, and neche is a crippled or handicapped, but neche ruach, probably, tired, beaten up, depressed, and so forth. והוא עייף ויגע. And he's also tired, and יגע can be explained as that he's hungry and thirsty. יגע also means after a long day of work, he's like completely tired and had enough. ואכל שם פתו אשר היה לו. And he sits down there, opens his lunch box, and eats his bread, and he rests there. Then shata min ha'mayayin, he drinks from the wellspring, והניח עצמו לפוש ולישון. Then he puts his head down and he goes to sleep. אז בא בחזרה האיש הראשון, then the first one comes, who is the soldier, ושאול שאל מאיש העני, היכן הוא ארנקו עם המעות אשר שכחתי כאן. So the soldier or the whatever he was with the weapons, wakes up the poor person and tells him, where's my wallet that was here? He says, והוא באמת לא יודע מה, I don't know, he didn't know anything. ולא הבין, מה זה מדבר עליו? He says, me? I don't know what you're talking here. I came here 20 minutes ago, I ate my bread, drank water, and I fell asleep. I don't know what you're talking. בקיצור, to make a long story short, כי זה הראשון היכה את העני מכות רצח. The soldier, the armed person, beats up the poor person. מכות רצח is ממש, מכות רצח is severely beat him. ופצע, and he wounded him. בטענה שיחזיר לו מעותיו. He beats him up so bad, and he demands, give me back my money. Okay, that's how the story ends. Season 1, episode 1, and now you have to wait for the next week to come. Okay. כאשר הגיע שעה 6, now comes 6 o'clock in the evening, and the Baal Shem Tov told the Magid, 6 o'clock you're wrapping it up. Not 6:01. 6 o'clock you're going. הגיע השעה 6, 6 o'clock came, נסע הרב הקדוש, המגיד, לביתו. So he wraps it up, and he goes to his home. וסיפר לרבו הבעל שם טוב אשר ראה. He goes back and he tells the Baal Shem Tov, this is what I saw. ואמר לו הבעל שם טוב, הבעל שם טוב answers to him, כי האיש הראשון הזה, the first one, היה חייב בגלגול הראשון לאיש השני. The first one, the soldier, owed money to person number 2 in a previous incarnation. כסך המסוים הזה שהיה עכשיו בארנקו. How much did he owe him? Exactly what was in the wallet. So person number 1 in this story, in a previous incarnation, owed money to person number 2, and the exact amount was in the wallet where person number 2 took the money. ולא היה משלם לו, and he never paid him. ובאו אז לדין לפני זה האיש השלישי. Now where's the third person have to come here? So the second person got his money back. First person lost the money. But what's the third person? How is that got to do with it? שהיה אז הרב והדיין בגלגול הראשון. What happened in this scenario? Person number 1 got the owed money to person number 2. They both went to the court to debate. Who was the judge in that court? Person number 3. Here, it's more clear that it happened in a different incarnation. And then what happened is the judge of the court, שאז היה הרב והדיין בגלגול הראשון, the person number 3 was the dayan, the judge in the first incarnation, ופסק דינו פטרו מבלי שום חקירה ודרישה. And maybe he was a corrupt rabbi, and he made a psak, a verdict, that the person doesn't owe him anything, without checking, without inquiring, without questioning. He just says, no, he doesn't owe you anything. לכן אתה על פי גלגול, now all came back in a gilgul, in a new incarnation. Person number 1 who owed money to person number 2 lost the wallet, and person number 2 got the money. Then they brought back the judge from the previous life, right? והדיין קיבל את עונשו. So, ולכן אתה על פי הגלגול שילם הראשון לשני את חובו. According to the incarnation, the one who owed paid back. How? Person 1 lost the wallet, person 2 got the money. Now they brought the dayan, the judge, והדיין קיבל את עונשו. Obviously he was a corrupt rabbi, he got punished. וזהו שאמר הזוהר הקדוש, and that's why the Zohar, the Holy Zohar says, ואלה המשפטים, these are the judge, the משפטים are the rules. The mishpat is a court, is a jury, is a court case. The Zohar says, ואלה המשפטים, that is the real judgment. That is the real court case. Da raza de gilgula. That's the secret of the incarnations. Because here, most of the court cases are corrupt. They're not real court. There's no judgment here. There's no justice here. So all 3, what happened was, person number 1 owed money to person number two. It doesn't say that he stole it from him. It just says you owed him. How many people you owe money? Do you owe people money? You better not owe people money. They'll bring you back in another incarnation. Better pay here. If you know that you owe somebody money, forget about you don't know. That's a whole different thing. But if you know you owe somebody money, you go tonight and pay them. Because you don't know how long you have to live here. And even if you don't have the money, come to the person and says, I don't have money. Don't hold it against me. I don't have money, I'll give you 20 shekels a week, 50 shekels a month, whatever. Make some type of a settlement. You know, you can't afford owing anybody money. And if you owe money, I'm not talking banks right now. Banks is a whole different thing. Because there's a contract, there's an agreement, you have 36 months to pay it, whatever it is. I'm talking now, you took money knowingly, not knowingly, manipulated, whatever it is. You took money from somebody and you owe them that money. It's agreed that you have to pay it back. You have to go there and say, I don't have the money now. I will give you now 20 installments. I have the money in a week. I'll pay you. Don't be angry. Don't hold grudge against me. So here what happened, person number one owed money to person number two. Person number two subpoenaed him to the court. The judge, who was obviously corrupt by the story, ruled, no, you don't owe him anything. He doesn't have to pay you without checking, without inquiring, without questioning, without anything. So obviously the din, the judgment, there wasn't any justice there. All three had to come back into the world again. The one who owed the money lost the money to person number two. Person number two who owed the money got it back. And person number three, who was the original judge, got punished that he got beaten up. He wasn't killed. In the story with Moshe, the guy got killed. Here in the story, he just got beaten up. He got his, how do you say, the medicine? No, how does it go? The taste of his own medicine. So with that said, he concludes by saying, when the Torah is saying, Ve'ele mishpatim, mishpat is a trial. These are the trials. Hashem makes sure that nobody is losing out. Everybody gets exactly what they deserve. Saying, in other words, that many of the events that we go by in our life is a payment or a settlement for something that happened in a previous life. Not everything is because what you did in this life. Sometimes you don't understand. Why is this person suing me? Why is that person, now I owe him money? Or the government or the court or decides they owe money. Sometimes men or women, they have a horrible divorce and somebody owes a lot of money. They have to give a lot of money. They don't understand. Why should I give money here? Why is they suing me for so much money? Or a person did some business, whatever. There's examples from here till tomorrow. The point to take from that is that Hashem says, I'm the judge. I see the whole scenario. If you do the wrongdoing, I will have to bring you back here to fix it. Saying, in other words, be on top of your game. If you owe somebody money, pay it back. You owe somebody an apology, go and apologize. If you think you did something wrong, go and straighten it out. Turn to the person. Did I hurt you? I'm sorry. I know I said a comment out loud. Was it hurtful? If I did, I apologize. Don't leave open doors. Or open, in Hebrew, say open knots. Make sure you square everything up. You turn to certain people. Did I ever offended you? Do I owe you money? Do I owe you something? And why? First of all, because it's the right thing to do. But more than that, because Hashem says, if you owe me money, this is not going to end up there. Somehow Hashem is going to make it that you're going to lose the money and I'm going to get the money. You know, and in many times you don't even notice. Sometimes you bump somebody's car and you just drive off. Now thinking, okay, the car anyway is banged up, another scratch, what's the big deal? But you still have to come and say, I'm sorry, that little scratch I did. The fact that the car is 30 years old and it's falling apart, that's your problem. But I did this scratch. Are you okay? Do you need me to give you some retribution? Do I owe you anything? And this is one example out of many. You know how many times you owe places or people money without even, and sometimes you brush it off. Okay, what's the big deal? You know when you brush it off? When it's a big phone company or cable company. Okay, they didn't notice. Even though they're evil and corrupt, you don't want to dirty your hands. Somebody once asked me, can I cheat in taxes? I said, no. He says, why? But the government is evil. I said, so what if they're evil? Why you want to be a thief? Because they're evil. So what if they're evil? Why you? Cheating, that's stealing. Why you want to have the energy of theft? So what if they're evil? He didn't like my answer. He wanted to cheat on the taxes. So I said, okay, so go get a good accountant that maybe you can do something. Why you can't cheat on the taxes. That's the law of the country. And as long as it's the law of the country, you're obligated in paying the taxes. That's the halakha, by the way. Don't cheat on your taxes. Don't trick the system. I know the system is corrupt and the leaders are corrupt, but that should make you corrupt. Why should I have the energy, the filth, the impurity of theft? So what? And a lot of people say, "Gonev miganav patur," stealing from a thief, you are exempt. Oh, this is not in all the cases. Go prove now that they are thieves, and etc., etc. The ruling is, Rav Ovadia Yosef says you're not allowed to cheat on your taxes. End of story. He was asked a few times. No, can't cheat on your taxes. That's what it is. I'm also not happy sometimes donating my money to the government. I'd rather give my money to poor people. But that's the rule, that's the law. With that said, what we take from that is, in Hebrew they say, Yesh din ve'yesh dayan. Yes, there's a judgment and there's a judge. And always do good in the eyes of Hashem. Don't leave things unclosed. Don't leave loose ends. You know that you did something, that's why it's important to do things fast, because after a year or two you forget. You remember what you did 30 years ago if you owe somebody money. That's the problem, is that sometimes you don't know, and 30 years later you're starting to get hit with all sorts of issues and you don't know where they're coming from. And therefore, when to do tshuva for something from 40 years ago, that's not so simple. But when things happen fresh, you remember it, now deal with it. Don't wait with it. A few years ago I came home, we still lived in New York, we lived in an apartment building. I come home, it was like 10 o'clock at night, and my wife tells me I borrowed $40 from the neighbor. I didn't have cash to pay the cleaning lady. I borrowed $40 from the neighbor, remind me to pay her back. So I gave her $40 and I said, go pay her now. She says, it's 10 o'clock at night, they might be sleeping, it's not nice to come so late. I said, go and pay her now. Because you know what's going to happen? Tomorrow morning you'll be busy, getting the kids on the school bus, getting everybody ready, then you'll forget. Then you're going to have to come home and be busy with your whatever chores you have, and then making dinner. And then before you know it, you forgot to pay her because it's only $40. It's not that you lended $4 million. $40 between friends, you'll forget. And you know what's going to happen? A week will pass, 2 weeks will pass, and you'll forget. But she won't forget. And every time she'll see you in the hall, she'll be like, she still didn't give me back my $40. Why is she giving me my $40? Now she's upset at you. Now what's going to happen? She's going to start talking Lashon Hara with all the neighbors. You know, I gave her $40. She never gave it back to me. I can't believe. And now she's going and buying herself a new dress. I can't believe she owes me $40. But she's not going to say anything. She's just going to smile to you. And before you know it, the whole building is talking Lashon Hara about you because you owe $40. And you forgot the $40. Take the money now. Pay the money. Finish with it. You don't owe her. She doesn't owe you. And everything is good. So don't leave loose ends, and also know that many things that happen to you throughout your day and your life, in many cases the Kadosh Baruch Hu turns things around, so you pay what you owe, or you get paid. Many times people lose money, a business adventure doesn't work out or whatever. Say goodbye to the money. Okay, it wasn't my money to start with. Obviously I needed to part from this money, and I'm just giving an example with money because that's what he was talking about. Money, many cases, sometimes a person hurts your feeling or something, you being rejected, whatever it is, just say thank you, accept everything with a smile, because that's Hashem's way of reversing situations and fixing them and putting them in the right order. And that's one of the many reasons that we come back here in another incarnation, to make sure that we're fixing things. That's why we take the advice of the Pele Yoetz of the second reason that he says, every free moment that you have, know that you can fix something that you did throughout your life. And sometimes you don't even know what, but just do good. Somebody turns to you and asks for help, help them. Somebody wants you to teach Torah, teach them, do whatever. Hashem is going to cater to you exactly what you need to do. And as they say, seize the opportunity. How many times somebody came and asked for some money, and in your mind, him again? I gave him 2 days ago. Why is he coming again? And if it's charity or for your time or whatever, can you help me? I need 2 hours of your time to move my stuff. And in your mind, like, again, I don't want to help him. But maybe that's how you level things up. Now, I'm not telling you to become now a shmat and just everything that people tell you to do, to use some common sense. But Hashem is going to always allow you and give you the opportunities how to do the tikkun. He's going to give you all the opportunities in the world. Also, so if you ever come up to the heavens and say, why didn't you allow me to correct my sins? Hashem says, what are you talking about? You know how many people I sent you? You know how many times I gave you opportunities to do things? You just were too tired, or you were too lazy, or you didn't feel like it. So take every opportunity, or every, I would say different, take every scenario as an opportunity. And don't do it in an OCD way, by the way. Sometimes people become very OCD on it, and they think that everything that happens, oh, I have to do it right now. Maybe 500 years ago, I owed it. Don't be, is the word for that. How is it called? Forgot. OCD, yeah, but there's another word for that. Do it in a normal way, calculated way. The point is that we want to reach to our tikkun, and the more we do here in the world, the better and faster we do it.